Howdy folks, this is Rob from SmokingPit.com. Behind the camera once again. Here we got our YS640. I just got the new firmware, and Don and Yoder Smokers, they are going to be setting things up so at some point in time they'll be pushing out firmware so that folks that own these things can actually update their firmware. So I, as a beta tester, have been doing this. I decided that to go ahead and do a video on it so that in the future you guys will know how to do this. Now, Yoder does provide a nice set of instructions here. They show you how to do it step by step, so you really don't need a video, but you know, it's always nice to have a video that you know, clearly demonstrates and you know, so you can see it being done. So we will forego these instructions and I will show you how to do this. The unit itself looks like this. It's got a battery in it, and what you're going to do is you're going to hook up, there's a 6-prong connector end of this, then there's an 8. We're going to go ahead and unplug this thing. We're going to take off this right here. It's held on by 11 sheet metal screws. We're going to unplug the fan, pull this off. We're going to pull 2 screws, we'll remove the controller. We're going to pull the controller out, plug this plug-in into the control board, and I'll show you where to do that. And then we will plug it into this end of the controller. Now it's very important that this connection here be made last. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'll go ahead and get this unbolted, and I'll show you how to do this. Okay, the first thing I want to show you is you want to get into the hopper and you want to pull these pellets. You see how I'm pulling them down away from the tin? We'll just go ahead and pull them all the way down, and because when we pull this side off, we don't want those falling out on the floor and inside the compartment there. So got them all pulled back nicely the way it should be. Now I'm using a old style corded drill. Any nut driver will work. Want a 5/16 inch socket on it, and we'll put it in reverse because we're going to loosen this thing. Now before you go ahead and pull this off, this cover off, I always like to remove the power cord. I'll go ahead and lift this hood, and this should just pull out just like so. And I'll turn it around. You've got 2 wires here, green and white. The green's on the outside. The white wire is in towards the tin. And now, see those wires? We've just gone ahead and disconnected this. We'll get it out of the way. The next step is to get in here and remove this controller. And you can see why I pulled the pellets back. See that? So there's a shot of the controller right there, the controller box. 2 screws. Now that we've got our controller out, we just pull this apart like so. Okay, now as we're looking at the board, you'll see there's a 6-prong connector right next to this transformer right there. I'll zoom in on it. See it right there. That's what we want. Now this connector has to go on right. So you'll notice there's a red wire on top. That goes right up the top just like this. So you see here, red wire at the top. Now as far as this unit goes, you'll notice there's a kind of a dove deal there and a slot here. This only goes in one way. You'll put that in there just like this, and this thing will blink once. It's hard to see in the daylight, but it blinked once. Okay, these are marked with, and you see this U17, this is the version of the firmware I'm putting on right now. And as soon as I hit this red button, we're going to get a bunch of flashes, and I'm going to try to provide some. There you go. So it flashes, and it'll keep doing that, and when it quits and it's done, that firmware is on. Okay, that's it. We're done. We've updated the firmware that quick. We'll go ahead and put this thing back together, and we'll fire it up. So when you put this back together, you want to make sure that you don't have any wires that are going to be hitting something they shouldn't. Everything looks good. This is a pretty clean install too about everything. I like the way they did this. Okay. And again, white wire against the outer wall, green wire inside. Okay, now that we've got it buttoned up, we'll go ahead and plug the power back in. Right there. Okay folks, we've performed the update. Now what you're going to see, and I'll try to provide some shade here, but when I turn this on, you'll see U17. See, we have U17 now. And we are good to go. That's it, real quick. It's going to make it nice for when new versions come out and the public's able to pull those down and put these on. The software distribution process has not been figured out yet. That's something they're working on. Again, this is not anything that anybody will be able to do right now, but hopefully in the future we'll be able to do this.